replay viewers. Let's see who tunes on in. It's gonna be a short one here. We're gonna do let's do 35 minutes. And then I gotta eat. Oh my god, so many people pissed off at me right now. I don't care. False influence is real, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a joking matter. And unfortunately, now with the TikTok ban, we're seeing it now bubble up and come to fruition. Good to see you, Nebul. Bonsoir, bienvenue. Good to see you, Adriana and Michelle. Welcome. Good to see you, Michelle King. All the Michelles are tuning in. Welcome. Good to see you, Natasha. Welcome. And Eric Mendoza. Welcome. Good to see you, Phyllis. Good to see you, Cake. I'm not outside yet. We're going to be outside later on. It hasn't started snowing outside, so we'll be outside in the snow a little bit later. Claudio Odementri and Tangi. Welcome. Good to see you, Alistair Bruce. Good to see everybody, people. I'm so happy I have cultivated an engaged audience here on YouTube. I live in Coney Island, Mike, and I will be outside later on. It's still available in France, so if you want to use TikTok, get a VPN. Good to see you, Jeffrey. Dave Jeffries and Oleg, welcome. Good to see you, Sunshine. Why are people mad at me about TikTok? I'm going to explain why in a moment here. Good to see you, Autumn Alluring. You love TikTok, you're going to miss it. Oh, Phyllis, there is short form content here on YouTube, but the reasons why I've never used TikTok are pretty much the same reasons why I don't like Twitter, which is it's false influence. It's the numbers are not real. Is scrolling past a video engagement and a view. These are the things we have to ask ourselves. And unfortunately, some advertisers don't exactly understand how that works, and I'll go into more of that in a moment. Good to see you, Wilbs, driving at Northern Line. Good to see you, Buy the Book. You like my frames? I appreciate that. Miss J. Payne, welcome. I've never liked TikTok. And, I think short form content as a whole is ruining people's brains. This is why I always strive to do thoughtful and meaningful content whenever I turn on this little phone here, because I don't want to distract you. I want you to be engaged. I want you to think. I want you to use your brain. And unfortunately, TikTok has fostered this kind of mindless scrolling where you don't really think about what you're consuming. And I think that when people stop realizing what they're consuming, that's how the insidious, dangerous manipulation of the masses begins to take hold. And seeing how people are so passionate about this TikTok ban, for me, proves that the Chinese Communist government got exactly what they wanted. And I understand that a lot of people make money on TikTok. A lot of people get their viewpoints out, and that's a good thing. I think people's ideas being spread, if they're good ones and genuine ones, that's a good thing. But unfortunately, TikTok has one thing over Instagram, over YouTube, over everything, and that's called discoverability. How easy it is to discover stuff that you may not normally find or run into. And TikTok has it, but that's part of the TikTok drug, if you will, is discoverability. And so I feel bad for the small businesses that are affected by this. But my question to those small businesses and small creators is, why didn't you start also a YouTube channel? Why didn't you also start an Instagram? Why didn't you also start a Twitter page or X? I don't like calling it X, but you know what I mean. Why didn't you multi-platform? This is the question we have to ask ourselves. And unfortunately, people focused on TikTok because basically it's easy to find people. Oh, Bolt wants to make a laugh here. Bolt, God bless you, Bolt. God bless you. I'm just gonna block people because I don't give a shit. Okay? I'm not gonna give a shit. There's much more bigger fish to fry in this TikTok argument than just merely taking away of an app. Well, this is the thing. This is the question, Nibble. How does me, with a relatively small following, right? I am tiny. I only have 21,000 subscribers. But how does me, with a very small following, people always find me in public? People always recognize me in public. And now you have people on TikTok with 1 million subscribers, however many, and people don't know them. These are the questions we have to ask ourselves. Because I think what's happening is that people are getting too high off the number than the actual like, I guess, passion that they have behind their favorite content creator. They probably did have multi-platforms, but don't get as much recognition on, yeah, it's true. It's true. Or eternal. It's true. And then the other question is, the other question is that, well, yeah, get hate speech off of platforms. Twitch is the worst, or Twitter is the worst. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Poor fake trans man screaming about misgenders at Starbucks. How will they survive now? Lenny, that's discriminatory. Let's not. Don't. Please. I'm trying to keep this, as I'm trying to keep this as informative from my perspective as possible. Let me tell you what I did back in 2017. 2017, I started going after Twitter. And what I realized was that there were a lot of people who create what I call false influence. Am I right? Would you want to watch a live stream that has 1,000 people watching compared to a live stream that has 100 people watching? And unfortunately, Twitter back then, and they still do, they don't really maintain their ecosystem. So you have people, and we're not going to go into the politics of it because there is a politics angle to it, but we're just going to say that certain people benefit off that. They benefit off these inflated numbers. And no one's mad at you. You're more than welcome for standing up for Coney. But unfortunately, people are too high off that right now. And people are not focusing on the bigger issue, which is, are you being manipulated as a user? Are you being misdirected as a user? And I hate to say this, but another big argument I'm starting to see is, oh, well, they don't show this video on YouTube, and here they are, people are sharing videos on TikTok, on Twitter. Then why, if the government doesn't want me to see a certain video, then why can I find it so easily on Twitter? You know what I mean? Why is it so easy? Why is it so easy to find it over there? The US government is not worrying about what videos you consume. If you believe me, if you want to find something that's happening in Gaza and Palestine and wherever else there's a war going on in the world, if you're an informed internet user, you're going to find it. You're going to find it. You're going to find different viewpoints if you know where to look. And I think this is the problem with everything right now, is that everybody wants to kind of, they don't want to do the research. And I understand, who wants to do homework? Nobody wants to do the homework. But unfortunately, in this day and age, when it comes to everything from local issues to national issues to international issues, you have to do your own homework yourself to make your own opinionated mind, your own choice. You have to think for yourselves. Don't let an app think for you. All right? Now, the reason why, besides the harvesting of data, besides the harvesting of the data, again, the main thing is that what the CCP wants is to distract you. You know what TikTok really is for me? You know what I think TikTok is? I'm going to show you what TikTok is right now. You know what TikTok is for me? This is all it is. Fuck the big issues. Fuck global warming. Fuck the environment. Fuck traffic in the street. Fuck congestion pricing. Fuck people dying in the streets. Fuck economic inequality. Fuck equity amongst our fellow human beings. It's this. Let's look at people mindlessly dance. Let's look at people mindlessly argue about stuff that really doesn't matter. Let's focus on the big picture. This is why the government is banning TikTok. What's happening right now? What's happening right now with how people are coming out and decrying the loss of TikTok? This is exactly what the Chinese government wants. They want us to infight with each other. They don't want us to be unified as a nation. They want us to bicker and oh, but what about small business? And what about this person? And what about that person? Again, if you really wanted to get us a following going, you would have multi-platformed by now. You would have been on multiple platforms right now. And I am very well aware that my little following here on YouTube could be deleted just like that. There are bigger fish to fry in this society right now. There's bigger things to happen. We don't want to go to a war, right? We don't want war. We don't want this kind of stuff going on. But this is what the CCP wants. You know, I really appreciate people on YouTube like Serpent to Z and Laoway86 and all these other people who talk about like the America Bad Party. It's called like the America Bad Party, where like here you have Americans cheering on the destruction of their own company. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Most importantly, though, this is one thing that I've noticed on no other platform other than TikTok. I have never seen so many content creators on TikTok, mainly on TikTok, cultivate followings where their own community cheers for the downfall of the content creator. Have you ever seen that before TikTok? Have you ever seen content creators create these personas online, and most of the audience, like 80% of the audience, is like, yeah, I want to see that guy drink himself to death. I want to see that guy lose his fucking mind. Isn't that fun? Am I right, people? Am I right? I've never seen that before TikTok. I have never seen toxic communities created for entertainment? For entertainment? We really want to see somebody lose their fucking mind? We really want to see somebody drink themselves into oblivion? It is a societal problem, but have we ever seen it put on blast, as the kids say? Mary Ellen Gonzalez, do me a favor. Go fuck yourself. This is what society has come to. It's true, Eternal. This is what has. Unfortunately, this is what society has come to. Is we're cheering on the cheering on the destruction of a person for entertainment. And by the way, when it comes to the TikTok ban, this is not a Republican issue. This is not a Democrat issue. This is not an independent issue. This is an issue about what kind of society we're cultivating and promoting. You know, and I wouldn't say TikTok is a cult. I would not say that TikTok is a cult. What's happening is that a government, the Chinese government, is directing its users into a certain mindset that may not be the best for the country that's consuming the content as a whole. And now that we see so many people coming out saying, but what about this? I'm making this much money and my whole business has fallen apart. Why didn't you multi-platform? Why didn't you put, if you really want to get the word out there, right? If you really want to get the word out there, why didn't you go on multiple platforms in the first place? And I get it. It's like, it's harder to get views. But here's the deal, and I hate to say this, while YouTube is not perfect, while YouTube is nowhere near perfect, YouTube does a good job of cleaning its ecosystem. Every few months, YouTube cleans house. They get rid of the bots. Because you know what? There's real advertising money behind these views. And unfortunately, people don't want to realize this. You know, Twitter right now, Twitter, you know what a view is on Twitter? A big ass, your video could be way down on the scroll and it will be still considered a view. Do you know on YouTube you got to watch a video for more than 2 seconds for it to be considered a view? Now, granted, that 2 seconds can now be verified through the scrolling of your feed, and if the video auto plays, it's still considered a view. But it's still considered a view. If you're a big content creator, exactly. If you're a big content creator, why not diversify? If you really have a following of 4 million people, and we constantly lose subscribers on YouTube because they're cleaning the bots. Twitch is a very good platform. I think Twitch, while again, not perfect, all social media companies manipulate their users. All right, all of them, including YouTube. But Twitch does a really good job of cleaning house because you know what they want to do, Twitch? They want to be like YouTube. They want to get that big advertising money. The big advertising money. So this is what we have to ask ourselves. I think, while, Twitter is Twitter makes you angry. Twitch is like, it's entertainment, it's live, which is nice. And I think live content is one of the last bastions of like real free speech. And, I think Twitch does a good job of cleaning out bots. I think engagement on Twitch is pretty good. And right, let's see if TikTok comes back on Tuesday. It probably might. But exactly, anger equals engagement equals money. Exactly, Paul. Exactly. I've heard of Kick. Yes, I have. I've heard of Kick. But yeah, there's no real help to promote US apps. I mean, yes, there is. There's YouTube and Twitter and well, Facebook is awful. Let's just get that out of the way. Facebook and Instagram are pretty bad. Again, while not perfect, they're not cheering on, a foreign adversary is not cheering on its users' destruction or infighting. If the civil war in this country begins anywhere, it's probably going to begin on TikTok. But in the end, unfortunately, it is all about the almighty dollar. And as users, this is what I say. I've been making video content way before YouTube even existed. I made my first edited video content in 2002. 22 years ago, 23 years ago. I had remember cable access? I had a cable access show. We had a little tiny following. I remember we would get actual emails from people. And it was interesting getting feedback from random people. It was interesting. And then you fast forward to 2006 when YouTube came into being. And I said to myself the first time I saw that, I was like, this is where it's going to be at. This is where it's going to be at. And till I will take this till the day I die. I think right now it is the gold standard. It is where the real viewership is. And I appreciate that, Land Rover. But no, it is the only way, Moonstar. It is the only way. It is the only way. I'm going to tell you that right now. Live content creators are the last bastion of actual journalism. Because unfortunately, people like Cash Jordan is a good example of how he can manipulate his viewers to think that New York City is a certain way when it actually isn't. Unfortunately, you could create any kind of narrative you want when you edit. And when you're live, you gotta actually might have to think about what you're presenting to your audience. Now, that granted, a lot of people who do live content, they don't think about that. They just kind of just turn the camera on and walk around, and there's a Lululemon, and there's a, you know, it's you know what I'm saying. It's a lot of people, unfortunately, thoughtless content. By the way, thoughtless content. They want to give that to you, baby. They want to sell that to you. I like when people say that, oh, you know, nowadays, you know, George Carlin would be banned. You know, he'd be canceled. I don't think he would be banned or canceled. I don't think he would be banned and canceled. I think he would be smart enough to do a live stream. I would love to see. George Carlin was best. Think about this. When you watch a George Carlin comedy show, isn't it interesting that there are no edits? It's just one big piece of speech, 90 minutes long. Think about that. Think about that. But now you have people who create these slickly edited videos, you know, and they're there to, you know, they're telling you their opinion. They're not letting you form your own opinion. And that's the amazing thing about live video, is that I, as a content creator, when I turn on this little camera here, I want to make you think. I want to make you think for yourself. I want you to form your own opinion. I want you to figure out on your own whether you may like something or may not like something. Now, as I'm going to be transparent right now, do I look at New York City with a pair of rose-colored glasses? Absolutely. It's easy to stare at garbage and homeless people all day, but I choose not to. I don't want to. I want to entertain you. Fundamentally, I am a comedian. I want to make you laugh. I want to make you distracted from your everyday. I want to dangle my keys in front of you and give you a little bit of comedy and a little bit of distraction, because I know some of you are going through some real shit. There's some real shit going on in the world. There's a whole lot of hurt. There's a whole lot of pain going on right now. And we all have our own little worlds that we have to deal with. But there's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to say that there's no homeless. I'm not going to say that there's no garbage in the street. New York City is very dysfunctionally run. It could be run a lot better. Everything could be run a lot better in this world. In your hometown, in your home county, in your home country. I am a therapist here on YouTube, and that's it. Listen. I smelled the World Trade Center burn for 9 months. I was 21 years old, and that completely rewired my brain. There are bigger fish to fry in this world than YouTube and Twitter and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. Much, much bigger fish to fry. And to my friends who are upset with me right now, why am I not defending TikTok and freedom of speech, which I don't think exists on Twitter, on TikTok really much, even on Twitter too, but TikTok isn't. There's no real freedom of speech over there. If you're critical about the Chinese government, you think you're going to get your shit pushed out? You think you're going to get promoted? You think people are going to see that content? And you're not going to see it here on YouTube either. Okay, but at least YouTube and Google will lie to you a little bit, and they'll keep your video up. They won't shadow ban you right away. You know what I mean? It's all about perspective. Exactly. It's all about perspective. It's all about living in the moment and helping our fellow man, helping our fellow neighbors. Let's get together. Okay, guys? Let's get together. You know, I'm so proud. I'm always incredibly proud and humbled of the community I have cultivated here on YouTube. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that, because I know a lot of you guys are independent thinkers and think for yourselves and don't just accept what is given to you on a plate. I appreciate that. But unfortunately, all social media companies, that's what they want. They want you to just put up and accept it. Put up, accept, shut up. So let's think for ourselves. Let's really look at the bigger picture when it comes to this TikTok ban. Let's think about the kind of content we consume as consumers. There's much bigger fish to fry in this universe right now. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I'm going to stay here in New York until I die. I love New York too much. I love New York. This is the information capital of the world. It still is. I really do believe that. You know, and I don't think that TikTok is a violation of our First Amendment freedom of speech, because again, there's other platforms you could go to. And for all the people going over to Red Note, how fucking stupid are you? How fucking stupid are you? You're gonna go over the Red Note? Red Note? Are you for real? There's a couple of great content creators here on YouTube that have been kind of talking about this for a long time, for years now. And I think now is finally beginning to come bubbling up. It's coming to the surface now. And I'll take this till the day I die. Short form content is the worst kind of content ever. Have you ever noticed? Have y'all ever noticed, if you look at my short videos, have you noticed what kind of short videos I do? They're just vistas. They're meditations. That's what I think short form content should be. You're not going to cram 100 years of history into a minute. You can't. You need perspective, especially when it comes to history and talking about certain things, about certain historical things. You need perspective. You can't cram that into a minute. I'm sorry. And I know some people have their whole social media followings based on little 1-minute blurbs featuring, which, by the way, I can't listen, when I see people starting to talk like this, hey guys, we're here at a bar. No. When you start seeing shit like this is some real mind rot here. And I don't own a gun, and nor would I want to own a gun. Let's be mindful, folks. Let's be mindful of the content that we consume. Let's be mindful of that. Okay? Let's be mindful of this. Because again, there's much more bigger fish to fry. And by the way, if the selling of TikTok to an American company is so bad, then why is TikTok resisting its sale to an American company? I would, while I wouldn't like it, if Elon Musk were to take it over, we need a little bit of insight. You're calling 911 on me. I need some help. Well, hold on. I need help? Really? I really do need help? Well, there you go. I'm just blocking people. I don't care. I'll be the first to tell you. I don't put up with no bullshit. But anyway, there we go. That's all I have to say about it. I know a lot of people are getting upset with me over this. And again, the main reason why I don't like TikTok, I never use TikTok, it's the same reason why I absolutely loathe Twitter. The same reason. Inflated numbers and false influence. Because false influence is very real. Remember that. False influence is very real. It's very real. But it is a drug to people because it's the short form content. It's the short form. And I know people are not going to like this, and I don't care. I don't care. You know, Ariel, the urbanist, and Megan, tour guide Megan, they do a good job, you know, hemming in a lot of history into a minute. But other people just kind of basically read Wikipedia. Let's be honest. But it is all about the money. Unfortunately, it is all about the money. And we have to ask ourselves, what is more important than money? What is more important than all that? And I think, yeah, short form content changes your brain structure, and that is very, very dangerous. And we have to ask ourselves, is it worth it? Is it worth it? You know, we have to ask ourselves that. Again, I've never seen a platform promote so many people and cultivate so many audiences for people where the people cheer on the destruction of the content creator. I have never seen that before. But maybe that's what the CCP really wants. They want to see us drink ourselves into oblivion. They want to see us really self-harm ourselves in the name of entertainment. We really have to ask ourselves, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Anyway. Yeah, you have ADHD. The last thing you need is TikTok. Yeah. Guys, the information is there. You just have to look for it yourselves. Do a little bit of research on this, people. Do a little bit of research. For me, as a content creator, for you guys watching, I'm going to do my best so that you guys can think for your own. Make up your own mind. Don't do because I'm saying what I'm doing. Don't watch what I want you to watch because I think it's good for you to watch. Make up your own mind. Now, yes, I am going to the beach later on. It has not begun to snow outside. I think around maybe another hour or so. And I'm going to go outside and freeze my ass for you guys. But it's not snowing just yet. So I'll be back outside later. But yeah. It is a commercial. Short form content is a commercial. Okay? Short form content is a commercial. And I think the 30-second soundbite is one of the most dangerous and powerful things that humans have come up with. If you ever want to get a more of a perspective on what I think about social media, you know what I recommend watching? A movie from 1950 something. I think it's 1956. It's called A Face in the Crowd. If there is one person I do not want to become, if I ever become huge on social media, I don't want to become Lonesome Rhodes. I don't want to be that person. Watching that movie always gives me a little bit of perspective in what I could become. And I don't want to become that. I want to be meaningful in your lives. I want to give you a little bit of extra. I do want to make you feel like I'm your friend, because I'm trying to be your friend. I don't want to mislead you guys. I don't want to manipulate you guys. I don't want you guys to go after the whole thing. Yeah, watch a whole movie. Nobody has an attention span like that anymore. We are in a real Black Mirror episode. We are. But yeah, I'm excited about the snow. I'm gonna go outside in a little bit. I'm gonna freeze my ass for you guys, in the sake of entertainment. And unfortunately, the polar bears are not gonna get any snow. The polar bears are taking to the water right now, so unfortunately, they're not gonna get unless they come back out at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. They're not gonna get any snow right now. So, but we'll be on the beach here in Coney to watch the snow. And but yeah, think about it. Think about it, everybody. I'm not gonna change. I can't change. I have too much of a conscience. And I have too much of meaningful. I'm not going to take my shirt off outside. I'm not going to take off. It's too cold. Too cold for that. Next time this shirt comes off, I'm going to go back in my bed with my beautiful wife and we'll warm up together later on. But again, don't focus on the macro. Focus on the big picture, okay, guys? Focus on the big picture. Do some research, do some homework, and create your own opinion. Because again, remember, this government does not want an informed government. It does not want an informed mass. Remember that, okay? Only you could save your country. Remember that. Only you. And all of us together, collectively, as a hive mind, we could do incredible things. We could uplift each other. We could help promote each other and we could truly take care of each other. if we just get over ourselves. You know what I mean? Anyway, you're more than welcome, Annette. You're more than welcome, everybody. I appreciate that. But I'll be back outside. I'll be back outside later on, and I'm going to freeze my ass for you guys. And we won't talk about the TikTok, man. We won't talk about any of this stuff. And, yeah. Just think for yourselves, folks, all right? Think for yourselves. I'll see you later. We'll go freeze my ass outside, and we'll stare at the snow, and we'll say, woo, how pretty the snow is. And we'll probably have a good laugh. All right? That's what I'm here for. But, yeah, guys. Again, the TikTok, man, it's not a big deal. Much more bigger fish to fry. Focus on the big issue and not the macro. Okay? Because if we're all lucky enough, we have a lot more years to deal with on this planet. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you guys a little bit later on. Go get some snacks. Love your neighbors. Check on your elderly neighbors if it's snowing outside. Check on your family. Check on your friends. Check on your neighbors. All right. And if you have any extra food around, go to your local food pantry and donate some time and donate some food. Because believe me, there's somebody within a mile of your house who would probably really enjoy it and really need it and really, cherish it. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Take care, kids. Love you guys. Bye bye. Be nice to people, please. Be nice, please. Ah!